Day is that when Camilla, seemingly the Queen Consort, isn't in the press for all the wrong reasons, seemingly is one negative stance against another, even when she's not necessarily attributed to that. The recent Mayfair lunch, of which she was there to celebrate her many charities, and those, of course, that had supported her throughout the year, well, that sort of turned sour. One of the people who basically had been invited to that lunch made a misguided remark in a national newspaper column, and then, of course, he got trashed. You know what it's like in this world of cancel culture. There was lighter notes, really, though, because she sat down and had a chat and made a programme with the brilliant comedian and host Paul O'Grady, all about his love of dogs, in which he helped rehome a dog. Proof, of course, that Camilla, if nothing else, is a kind-hearted soul that looks out for man's best friend. And felines too, I've been told. In fact, she loves all animals, let's be honest. But it's nice to see that side of her, isn't it? Of course, there's going to be another side painted in a different dramatic picture, we've been told, in the new year. That is, of course, by the former royal known as Prince Harry, otherwise known as the Duke of Sussex. And according to that good source, Camilla is bracing for the worst. As ever, let me explain. Hi, good morning, Neil Sean here. Nice to see you. By the way, I saw this new thing today. It did make me laugh. Wanted to share it with you. Tell me what you think. It was an advent calendar. And rather than having sort of seasonal puddings in there and festivities, Merry Christmases and stuff, it had a list of exercises that you've got to do for the 12 days of Christmas. Santa doing push-ups, it's quite funny really, you know what I mean? How many of us though start the new year claiming we're going to get fit? Yeah. And then of course it just drops off, doesn't it? It's dark weather, miserable days, and you just want comfort food. And on top of that, you're just bone idle, aren't we? We are. Oh, don't give me that. We're bone idle. Have a sit down is my motto. There's something, of course, that if you're a royal, you can't really do. It just goes on and on. But if you're Camilla, you can actually look forward to some bad news, sadly, in 2023. According to a very good source, Prince Harry's book, which didn't say anything really about Camilla in his documentaries for Netflix, really is saving that for the book. That's right. Now, as you can imagine, he's an aggrieved man, edging up to 40 and clearly not dealt with many of his issues, as the modern kids say today. But isn't it strange and sad that he's waited until this particular period to try and highlight all of this? We were told, and particularly when I've been on royal events, you could see how close Harry and William had grown towards Camilla, and, the bottom line was they realised that she made their father, King Charles III, incredibly happy. And, William in particular understood the problems with his late mother. Diana was no saint, whichever way Prince Harry wishes to paint her. If anything, he's making her look incredibly bad because people are just looking back and thinking, well, hang on a minute, there's two sides to every story. And as I've said many times here on the show, let's not forget Diana regularly tipped off the press herself. She enjoyed being famous, but on the other side of it, wanted to turn it off when she didn't want to be famous. That was her thing. You couldn't really do that. But of course, you could do it a little bit more in the social media world. But back to Camilla, as I say, according to that good source, she truly believes that everything, the last sort of bite of the cherry, will be aimed at her. She's prepared, but what she's more concerned about is how this will affect the king, particularly in his coronation year. And of course, moving forward, how will that affect, well, how he feels about his youngest son? Because according to that source, if he's particularly damaging about the Queen Consort, this could really be the final straw. And as Harry's now sent the book to print, there's seemingly no going back. With deals for TV interviews and serialization rights moving ever closer, seemingly Camilla knows that at least 2023 could start off particularly bad for her. Naturally, the sane amongst us will be out there to support her. Neil Sean in the very heart of London.